Alright. Uh, First things first, I guess, if you didn't notice the time. It's slightly later than I anticipated. Jesus. It's slightly later than I anticipated. I plan on recording in the morning, however, that wasn't the case or possibility. And I wasn't actually planning on recording now, given that I missed the morning. However, I do have kind of some dead time right now, where I just need to wait. Granted, I mean, it's recording slightly longer than I need to wait for, but however, I just hate dead time and I'd rather fill it now. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna get back into this, get one more recording ahead, because the end should be soon, I think. I don't know, honestly. What I also meant to say first things about this mod is that the previous day, Saturday, that was pretty quick. In regards to like in-game context, that went by pretty quickly compared to some of the weekdays we've had. Ironically enough, but yeah, I mean, so Sunday may very well be the same thing. We may be able to get through the day in one or two recordings, but I guess we'll see. We'll see. Really don't know, because given the logo, time is really disproportionate in this mod, so we'll see ultimately. Yeah, I guess also still normal recording schedule in case I haven't mentioned, at least in regards to DDLC mods being, or for this mod specifically, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, pretty much. I may record Civ in the evening, but just until I'm done with the game. I'm basically just trying to finish the two current recording, like, I guess, what would you call it, like recording series that I have going on. So yeah, and once I'm done with those, I'm just gonna break until this semester's over, spring is finished, and I get like I mentioned, my 3 or 4 weeks break is when I'll start recording again. And my plan for that, like I mentioned, in the morning, more serious mods, at least. Well, in the morning it'll specifically be newer mods, and then in the afternoon I'll be replaying through Fallen Angels. So yeah, I think that's all I really need to say for this. Are we really? We're nearly running out of saves. Yeah, it has been over a month. First, March 15th. Second, now we're on April. So yeah, before I get into this, I also wanted to mention how, again, I already mentioned how the mod is coming to seeming like it's coming to a conclusion fairly quickly. Like I mentioned, Saturday went by pretty quick in regards to like in-game context. We had some stuff in the morning, but then it just very quickly concluded. Yeah, granted, the only person we really spent time with that day was Monica. Like, Sayori was obviously busy. Well, we nearly got busy with her, but she was out and about, so I mean, yeah, that's just strictly regarding in-game context. But for the mod, from a mod perspective, it did really go by quick. Ironically enough, it was probably the quickest out of any other days. So if Sunday and Monday is gonna be like that, like I mentioned, this mod may be concluding fairly quickly. Granted, we just don't know that, especially with now getting more into like in mod type thing with save data as an entity. I have no clue what they're doing. Like, their existence in the mod is questionable. They haven't done anything really positive. Really have no clue what they're doing. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it seems like the MC's on track so far, given Sayori has actually given she is literally on antidepressants. I mean, that's probably the best you're going to get within a week of the mod. So I think her survival is ensured, but that's within the games, or that's within the context of the game. There could, like I said, the only really thing that could screw this up is if Monica reverts to her old state, and given some of the shoddy choices and like terrible decisions that MC has made, that we have to consider it. Nothing set in stone. Like, the MC's just poor rationale and poor reasoning is ultimately what leads to the possibility, or what leads to a possibility of that. But also, then again, you can't blame him entirely, just given save data as an entity really is just screwing things up. He really hasn't done any sort of positive thing throughout the mod. Like, I think without his sort of, granted, besides him just giving the MC memories of himself a week from now, besides that, like, he hasn't done anything good for the mod. Like, if he had given the MC memories on the first Monday or Tuesday of the mod or whatever, and then just did nothing since that point, we would have been in a better off position than we are now. So, I mean, him or the MC can screw it up. That's what I'm trying to break it down to. If everything goes as it is, Sayori's survival should be insured. But then again, we don't know that. Truthfully, I wasn't entirely sure how today would go, or if it even would, or even if it would happen at all. That's also true. I mean, because Saturday legitimately doesn't happen in the mod. It just skips that, or the original Act 1 of the game. It just skips through that entirely. Told you that I'd let you know what's been going on, but today didn't yield many definitive answers. Shut up. Like, what do I not know? What do I not know at this point? Like, as the player pretty much knows everything at this point. I mean, I don't really see much that we don't know that's, like, relevant to the game. Or relevant to the context, like, in-game context. Don't fret, though. I still intend to tell you what I know, which is, go ahead. First off, you and I may already piece this together. Going off script seems to negatively affect, like, the MC. This is like a no-brainer. And the save data as an entity is the one causing this by trying to, like, suppress and frickin' revert time. Like, by messing with the game, he is doing more to harm the MC than just going off script, because obviously that's out of our control. Like, the MC, if he goes off script, good. Like, that's unfortunate for him. We can't do anything. But by, like, freaking suppressing his memories or whatnot, or suppressing his thinking and by reverting time, like, that's not good. However, I'm still not totally sure how it works. That's irrelevant. Like, assuming we can prevent that, like I said. So, you know, the majority of actions and dialogue have been different, but not all of it hurts him. I guess it depends on what topic then. That's what... But if you're gonna... Like, again, the only solution, or if it even could be called solution, is to suppress him when he hits certain, like, if that's the case, topics or whatnot. I guess that only things that greatly differ from the script are what cause pain. Greatly. Then you need to draw the arbitrary line between what is great and what isn't. Aiding Sayori in her depression and confronting Yuri by her cutting both seem to take a significant toll on him. In her depression, or I guess what that means was when he was with Sayori that morning, and obviously Yuri Balkain, we know that took place Thursday afternoon, but aiding Sayori in her depression, that has been there have been multiple events relating or correlating to that, because it's almost like every single instance of him with Sayori is aiding that, as opposed to simply just confronting Yuri again about her issues, as opposed to, like, because if she's not cutting, then that's fine. Like, any other sort of mental health issues are out of our control. But Sayori with depression, that's, like, constant, as opposed to simply... It's not like cutting. Either cutting, she's doing it, or she's not. And if you're talking to her, like, she's not doing it, unless she's just straight up cutting while you're talking to her. If it's just, either she's cutting or she's not. But with depression, I mean, that's a lingering thing, continuous thing. It's not, like, that binary. So maybe link more towards the traits of the girls than it is the script. That's actually an interesting take. I didn't think of that. That was more so like topics, but that could be interesting. Here, I'll show you. What trait? Access information trait. For some context, so depression was fixed at 8 around this time during my Act 1. You fucking idiot. Like, come on. Like, fixed at 8. Really, it was? Because here's the thing. That's actually interesting. Because we know earlier in the mod, I don't remember, I think it was actually Thursday night with Monica or whatnot, during her sort of reflection period. But she reverted to her old state and tried to access Sayori's depression trait. It was 6, and given her old state's reaction, that would have been around the same as it was in Act 1, or in the original iteration in, like, the game version of Act 1. However, that shows that, you know, the MC in the original iteration, like the game version of Act 1, it did go up by 2 between then and now. However, this MC in this iteration brought it down by 4, which is a pretty big deal. Because I think that's, like, completely ignoring Monica's alterations at this point. Like, given that it was only a 2 increase as opposed... Because granted, Monica did try to increase it by 2 in her old state. However, that wouldn't necessarily be the case in the original Act 1 of the game, because she wouldn't have reverted back so violently, and it wouldn't have been as violent of a reaction. It'd more so be she would be seeing, okay, everything's going along, like the MC is doing a poor job of handling Sayori's depression, so it'd go out naturally. I think that's a very logical conclusion. But here, like, that shows how the MC really has basically ensured, unless something can massively change this too, like Monica reverting to her old state, he's basically ensured her survival. I believe that such major alterations in the script are causing the code to put more stress on him. So, like, whenever this number changes, basically. It's not just him, though. Based on her recent behavior, it seems that the stress of the code also burns Monica as well. We've known this for, like, a couple or few days in the game context now. Ever since, like, the beginning. The good news is that there aren't many more drastic changes Raven can make until he decides to help Natsuki. That is literally irrelevant at this point. He has one more day to ensure Sayori doesn't kill herself. Natsuki isn't even an issue at this point. Like, I have no idea how he knows about Natsuki's dad, even given he went her route in Act 1. She never actually reveals anything based on that. So it's really, I guess we don't know, but this would be a very terrible thing to do right now. He's already juggling the other three when he really should have only been juggling one, maybe two. But granted, he kind of brought Yuri's problems upon himself now when, again, clear front and present is Sayori. So him taking on Natsuki's issues is like probably the worst thing he could do. The bad news, however, is the script started becoming less stable. We know this. It's so far off at this point. Like, before, it was still somewhat, like, close to the original game's dialogue, but now it's, like, just diverted. Like, I'm not sure you can see my mouse. Imagine you have, like, or no, hold on. Oh, I forgot. I for whatever reason, I thought I clicked enable. Do I? No, I don't. And to top things off, it ends completely on Monday. Is that true? Like, Monday when? At the end of the day? Because the game normally ends with Sayori killing herself, but if she doesn't, then, I mean, when does it end? Because maybe her suicide's inevitable. Like, if that's the case, oh well, nothing we could do anyway, so we might as well enjoy the most of it. But if that's not the case, then when does it end? Like, if she's not going to kill herself. After that, well, there's no telling what could happen. Oh, the script. I'm an idiot. I was thinking, well, I guess the script is, I would say, like, directly related to the mod. Like, when the script ends, the mod ends. So, but it's slightly different from an in-game context. Like, Monaco and, like, this saved as an entity, they'd think, like, alright, the script's gonna end now, it's just, like, normal or whatnot, or we don't know what. But I know that, okay, when the script ends, it means the mod makers have got nothing else to say, so the mod just straight up ends. But I think today gave us some idea of the possibilities, because today was entirely off script. Both Raven and Monaco suffered from pain due to the much greater burden of the code creating something that didn't exist. I guess that's also true, I mean, but the thing is, I mean, is that the case if we were with anyone else? Because we were with Sayori today. Well, I guess she has her depression trait, but if we're like with Yuri or Natsuki, would it have been the same? I guess that's the question then. There was just a hole in the script though. Well, Monday will be the end. Yeah, I mean, if I had to try and put into perspective, it'd be like this. This is all irrelevant because there's nothing you can do about it. Like, the script ends. Like, trying to, like, prevent that from happening, like, that's completely irrelevant. Or trying to even, like, think of what could happen. You just gotta, like, be prepared. It was just like hitting a pothole. On Monday, we'll be driving off a cliff. Okay. I'm hoping this isn't the case, but it's a possibility. I really don't know why this guy's talking to us right now. Like, he hasn't told us anything useful or helpful. Like, pretty much all this stuff we already know. Besides the fact that, you know, maybe there, I guess, whenever Sayori's depression trait changes or whatnot, or whenever characters, like, interact and stuff like that's going on, mainly in regards to the MC's interaction with characters, could also be a possibility besides simply what topics he's touching on or, like, what they're having a conversation about. Just him being near the characters is enough. The script could also just become corrupt on its own, or Monaco and Raven could cease to exist entirely. What about the other three? Like, corrupt on its own. I mean, how could it become corrupt? It would literally just straight up end. Like, just null. It's like nothing left. That could be interesting, I guess. Like, but I mean, they're not directly tied to the script. If anything, it would be the other three characters who would, like, just completely disappear. No, it sounds grim, but I've been trying to find a silver lining. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, I really don't... Like, he's, like, doing, like, probably the least productive thing right now. He's, like, theorizing about a potential way to, like, delay the end of the script, but, like, it's gonna end eventually. There's no stopping that. Rather than do that, try and ensure, you know, Sayori's survival and that the MC doesn't face the massive repercussions of your actions, like suppressing or repressing his memory and like rewinding time. Until then, there isn't much else we can do other than watch and try to gather information. I mean, I would say it's a bit late for that, but I mean, that's literally what like we're going to do. I mean, so I've been saying what we should do. Like, you can't, like, he's like trying to like sort of prevent the end of the game, but that's not possible. I know it sucks, but like Raymond says, there's no point in worrying. I really, Saved as an NT is the most, he's even more useless than the MC in this scenario. He like literally hasn't done anything this game. Basically just stated the obvious, and if unless you have some sort of massive involvement in like the end game of the mod, like when the mod's straight up about to end, then his character really has no point in existing. I'm sure I'll find something soon, so just hang in there, alright? Even if I have to rebuild the script from scratch, happiness will be found in the Literature Club. Shut up, please. Like, just let things happen. I don't see why he's so like, what was you call it? Insistent on like changing the game, or, like changing the fate of the game. Talk to you again tomorrow night, so we expected good news. That's literally the last night. Anything you tell me then will be final. Okay, we're gonna wake up, right? Or are we going to go to like Monica or... This has to be a dream. I'm like, there's no way he would wake up like that. Like, that's a lie. I'm calling him out. Rub the grime out of my eyes as I sit up. No crying, no headache, no nightmares. If I didn't know any better, I'd think I'm a normal human being. There's no way this is real. It's gotta be a dream sequence. Like, there's no way he just woke up like that. I quickly hop out of bed before any bad memories have time to make me regret saying that. Is he actually, like, did he actually just straight up wake up like that with, like, zero conflict? If so, I mean, props to him, but it seems, like, unrealistic. But, I mean, him changing sort of rooms, it's like, okay, yeah, he likely did actually wake up and is, like, going through his routine now. So, after a nice shower and brushing my teeth, I stand looking at myself, shirtless in the mirror. My ego eventually takes control and causes me to turn around and look at my back. I thought he was gonna, like, try and show off, but it's like, okay. Everything looks normal. Everything? Except for one small cut right below my shoulder. And, yeah, we knew where this was going. Had her mom not interrupted, that girl would have torn me to pieces. I just don't understand, like, what he's trying to gain out of this. Like, really don't. I see myself smiling in the mirror and realize I look like a total doofus. Maybe if I get done helping Yuri Natsuki early enough, I can spend more time with her. Okay. I completely forgot about his plan. What the hell did he just say? This is gonna be the day where he fucks it up. Watch. Okay, so let's try and like reiterate ourselves and run through everything that's happened. Like, so his plan for the weekend. His plan was basically kind of be with Yuri Saturday, be with Natsuki Sunday, and then basically just like be a reference for like Sayori and Monica, like just sort of be there if they need him. Obviously that didn't happen. Spent time with, granted, I think again his plan was probably the worst thing he could have come up with. However, we know that didn't follow through. He spent the morning with Sayori Saturday and then spent the afternoon with Monica before they got like sick or whatnot, or before they started experiencing like sort of symptom, or like before they were facing the repercussions of like being off script or whatnot in the context we were just talking about. And that ended. So we didn't know his plan after that. Like, we didn't necessarily know his plan for Sunday, given it very quickly went into that sort of dream sequence with Saved as an Entity. However, if his plan is legitimately just to, you know, as opposed to abandoning his plan, basically doubling down on it for today, like spending time with Yuri Natsuki as opposed to, let's say, Sayori, because it's literally the day before she's supposed to commit suicide. I mean, he really is going to screw us up. He really is going to drop the ball. I don't want to believe it. I mean, literally, we saw her depression level was like 2. Like, the quantity of the trait, like, is that, like, the trait's quantity or whatnot is 2 compared to 8 where it was at the same time in the game. But I just don't see him with his terrible decision making succeeding. Like, it feels like something's gonna go wrong. Like, oh shit, Yuri. I throw on my shirt and pull my phone out of my pocket. He made 0 plans. He literally just went straight to bed last night. Man, it really is only 8 o'clock. Is it? No wonder I sleep so much during the day. Hey, Yuri, you awake yet? He never made plans to spend time with her today, or to work on the festival with her today. He basically said he wasn't going to work on it yesterday, and then just didn't respond at all. That seems more so like he's not going to work on it at all, as opposed to, oh, I implied that I'd work with you Sunday. Especially given that Yuri knows he planned on spending time with Natsuki, or baking with her Sunday, in preparation for the festival. Yes, I was about to message you regarding our festival project. I don't see how that was sort of the implication. It was like, he was like, yeah, I'm not feeling good today. I'm not going to be able to work on it. Just end right there. That's basically saying, okay, he's not doing this. Like, I don't get how either of them gathered from that. Like, the implication was, oh, we'll do it the next day, especially when he has plans with someone else. Well, I guess great minds think alike. Are there any supplies I should pick up before you come over? No, I want it. When did they talk? When did they make plans for Yuri to come over? Because literally prior to this, it was just, okay, he finished spending time with Monica, went home, went straight to bed. I guess this must have happened outside of our perspective. Dang, sorry about that. I'll pay you back, okay? He's broke. Like, really don't make promises you can't keep. Like, really. It's quite alright. I didn't need much. Is there a particular time I should come over? I knew you were supposed to be helping Natsuki today as well. This is not going to end well. I swear to God, if he learns about Natsuki's issues today, given just poor planning, there's already no real need for him to know about Yuri's issues. But I mean, maybe. I'm ready when you are. You can come over now if you wanted. I was like, he literally didn't answer her question. Alright, I'll leave here shortly. Sounds good. See you soon. Does he even have a plan for Natsuki? That's the question. Man, I really need to show our text properly. That's not important. Does he have a plan for Natsuki? Because if he doesn't, I don't see him spending time with her today. Like, and that could, despite her really not being a part of this mod, inadvertently come back to harm him. Or improperly, I guess. Now, that formality of hers is still pretty cute. Like, being formal in the text is, like, better. Like, in a sense, like, you just get your message more across. Wonder what kind of decoration she has in mind. What plans does he have for Natsuki? That's what we need as the player need to figure out. I ponder this as I finish getting ready before leaving the bathroom. Is he just gonna like after eating a balanced breakfast of a pack of Pop-Tarts and texting Natsuki? Okay, so he is playing with Natsuki now. That's good. That's what we needed to know, whether he was actually trying to figure out something working with Natsuki. So that's good. And back to the Pop-Tarts, like day 1. If yours the definition is a formal text, or Natsuki is the polar opposite. Like hieroglyphics, like people who text with like emojis, but they use like more emojis than words. It's literally like hieroglyphics. Couldn't even read some of the things she sent because of how she talks. Just call her on the phone. Like at that point, like that's a just better form of communication. Imagine Yuri's a panic attack whenever they try to text each other. Like you can just feel the stress and tension. Okay, so that's Yuri. That must be her. Same outfit? Yeah. This is exactly like, I don't even remember how many days ago it was when Yuri was first over. It's like Tuesday or Wednesday. Like it's like 4 or something. I don't know. Hiya. Hello, Raymond. I'm glad to see you have recovered from yesterday. Okay, yeah, because that's what we texted her about. However, yeah, I forgot, like, does she know where we live? But yeah, because she was here before. Well, of course. It's going to take a lot more than that to bring me down. I'm glad to hear it. I noticed Yuri's laid some bags, and I'm guessing our supplies on the floor next to her. Okay, let's ignore this for now. What are his plans for Sayori today? Because he plans on spending time with Yuri, plans on spending time with Natsuki. However, he really needs to spend time with Sayori today, because for all we know, this could be the last time he does that. And granted, there's also Monica. However, I just don't see time for all 4. I mean, I really think he would ultimately, again, have to prioritize Sayori over Monica. And then, given he's plans on spending time with Natsuki, like, we know he is already, like, the game specifically told us that he was making plans with her, so, yes, I'm most of them at my house already. And like I mentioned, mentioned before, I picked the rest up yesterday. Are you sure you don't want me to pay you back? It seems like a lot of stuff. He literally has nothing to pay with. He's broke. That's quite alright. It was mostly small items, so it wasn't that expensive. What would have happened if she said yes? She's like, yes, pay me back right now. Like, he wouldn't have been able to do anything. Don't, like, bluff for, like, little things like this. Like, because the repercussions of it backfiring are greater than it actually succeeding. You don't think it's too much for the festival, do you? Not at all. In fact, having all this stuff is bound to make the festival that much better. I completely forgot how they're winging it more in this version than the actual Act 1 of the game. You know what would be interesting is if, I didn't think about this, but is if us working with Yuri and Natsuki was the exact same as it was in the normal Act 1 of the game. I think that would be fairly interesting. Granted, obviously, we know it's going to be somewhat different. However, if it's along the same lines, I think that'd be fairly interesting. Because obviously we know Yuri isn't going to be weird around the MC with, like, the lavender jasmine perfume or whatnot, and then her, like, licking the blood off his, like, fingertips or whatnot. It's not going to happen like that. He's definitely not going to be as sort of, what would you call it? Like, he's not going to be as kind of, he's not going to get in the stupid situation he did with Natsuki, so. And ultimately, we also have to recognize, you know, he didn't really go either of these characters' routes. Granted, there wasn't much of a route system. However, since he's, again, officially unofficial with Sayori, like, there's really shouldn't be anything, like, stupid going on between the MC and any of them, so. I suppose you're right. Don't you think it'll take too long? You still have to help Natsuki with her cupcakes later. Again, this is actually somewhat pertinent, because we need to know whether he gets, you know, has time to spend with Sayori. That's basically what we're looking at. Yuri, it's fine, really. Plus, the longer it takes, the more you get to spend time together, right? He literally didn't answer her question. Like, that's not her concern. No, let's look at these 3 lines of text. Let's look at these 3 lines of text in this conversation, alright? You still have to help Natsuki with her cupcakes, 4 lines. Don't you think it'll take too long? You still have to help Natsuki with her cupcakes later. And then he said, it's fine. Plus, the longer it takes, the more you get to spend time together, right? He literally just said, he basically said, doesn't matter. He didn't, like, answer her concerns. Like, if she is legitimately concerned about Natsuki, she would call him out right now. Like, she's like, you didn't answer my question. What about Natsuki? Like, her time matters too. But he basically just said, doesn't matter. Like, if it takes time, it takes time. I suppose you're correct. Yeah, like, she's just goading her into that answer. Here, I'll help you carry some of these bags. That was... These 4 lines. This shows these 4 lines, more than anything, show sort of the mentality of the MC and its flaws and how they really create most of the conflict, at least within the latter portion of the game. Or later. Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing this in the living room and not his bedroom. Because in the actual Act 1, you do it in the bedroom. I decided the living room is the best space to set up shop since there's more space. Oh, place. I'm like, I hate when they use 2 of the same words, but I'm like, they probably use place. Still, I can't help but feel like something is off as we begin unpacking everything. Okay, so that's interesting, though. Because this also may have some repercussions. Because obviously we know if the MC goes way off script, like was mentioned was saved as an entity, then things start to go wrong. However, if the MC is somewhat on script, like we are now, this is an event that would be taking place normally within the game, but if it's ever so slightly off, like the room being off or the dialogue being slightly off, that could have repercussions as well, and that's what's making it seem like. There are several things I unpacked that I don't recognize, but you're explaining them to me whenever I look confused. Aromatherapy candles? I've heard about them, but I've never actually been around one before. Just light it. Do they actually work? I know it may seem odd, but they really do have some effects. Once we finish unpacking, I'll light one for us. I hate how, like, it just cuts to black right there. I'm like, what happened? After we got done unloading everything, I'm blown away by the amount of stuff she brought over. I'll be honest here. I didn't expect you to put so much effort into this. Did you not, like, see what she was carrying? Of course. I want to help take our guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity. And for cupcakes, I guess. It's true. But I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more. There's something wrong. He's like, I didn't understand half the words you just said. I'm actually going to transition here, so I don't know why I did that. Well, let's do this now. Alright, back to this. Yeah, I mean, this will be interesting because I think today can go like today more than any other day. Like I would say, has the most. What would you call it? Like the most opportunity. I think that's the right word. Or no, not necessarily opportunity, but most versatility in regards to what the MC could do. Because obviously, right now, his plans are sort of like spend time with Yuri working for the festival, spend time with Natsuki working or preparing more so for the festival. But like, really, given today's the last day before Sayori's supposed to commit suicide, I mean, that's like, and given he is like, well, I mean, technically he has more obligations than yesterday within an in-game context, but obviously we know that given that day was off script, there were other problems. So today he really does have like, he really can kind of just, this day is what he makes of it, really. No. It's just I'm always surprised to see how confident you are when you talk about something you're passionate about. Confidence? Heh, you can't fool me. I know you're way more sure than what you let on. I'm not so sure about that. It's easier when I'm around you. This, like, we know that MC's not going to give into this. Like, we know, like, again, he's not officially unofficial Sayori. So it's not like the original Act 1 of the game where he could let on to this. That's not really a possibility. Even though I thought I had my feelings for Yuri in order, I still start blushing. Well, I'm glad. After all, you'd be pretty dull otherwise. Jesus, like, hey, who are you calling dull? Heh, I knew I'd rub off on you eventually. Hey, instead of using a candle, would you mind if I use this? What the hell does she have? Yuri leans over and picks up a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I don't see why not. Hey, you don't know what it is, do you? I'm like, what is it? Yeah, tell me what it is. Nope, not the slightest idea. It's a diffuser for essential oils. Oh, because I forgot that's what she actually uses in the Act 1. Act 1 of the game, it's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can feel it permeate through your body. It's awkward. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. It's almost like magic. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty suspicious. Man, Yuri really is really into this. That's like, I'm like, are we gonna be drugged? Magic, huh? Alright, you sold me. After all, I've dabbled in the art of wizardry a bit myself. That was out of his control. I'm glad. Here, I'll show you. Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. She already had that shit preloaded. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole on the top. Well, it smells really good. If anything, this will fuck with the MC. Like, this will, like, he'll be like this combined with sort of the symptoms he's been having, not the greatest, but also strangely familiar. Like, stuff like this. Where would I have smelled something like this before? Like, it's kind of enabling sort of him learning more. Like, him gaining more memories of the alternate iteration. This is a jasmine essential oil. It's almost like she answers his question. It smells a little sweet and flowery, right? Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. This feeling. We're really going through this. That's literally what I said. I'm like, this is just going to be a giant enabler for the symptoms he's already been experiencing. Even if he doesn't kind of like prior to when he went to sleep Saturday, when he was starting to recollect kind of what Monica did immediately prior to Sayori's suicide. Like, even if he doesn't have any sort of recollection like that, at the very least, this will kind of enable his symptoms. God, I love that noise so much. Literally like a dog whistle. My head begins to hurt as I try to focus on what's in front of me. He got drugged. Is she not concerned about him? Is it gonna show like is the next couple of what would you call it? Not slides. I don't know. Like, are we just gonna see her get concerned while the MC passes out? Yeah. What's happening? What's going on? Damn, why can't I say anything? Look at Yuri. She's like starting to get concerned. Oh, okay, we're fine now. Just slight inclination or whatnot. Are you alright? Yeah, I just zoned out there a bit. Friggin' the biggest crime in this whole mod is how the MCU is able to keep this thing entirely under wraps. I'm sorry if the diffuser bothered you here. Did she turn it off? Because, I mean, like, granted, him, like, revealing he has knowledge of the issues is one thing, but, like, no one taking note of just him having like these massive like sort of blackout moments is like, that's a crime. She flips the switch on the bottom of the pipe again. The vapor slowly stops coming out. Some people have negative experiences with certain oils or herbs. I apologize for not asking you before I started. It's alright, I wouldn't have known about it anyways. Is that really just because of some diffuser? No, that was something totally different. Well, what caused it? That's the question. If you still aren't feeling well, perhaps we could take a break. Like, he's saying this as if all of the experiences he's had, like, aren't connected. Of course it's not because of the diffuser. This has happened dozens of times prior to the MC. But he's treating them all separately as opposed to being connected. That's the, like, how is he really still not conclude that this is happening? Because he gained memories of an alternate universe. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. We probably shouldn't take breaks until we actually start working, don't you think? I suppose you're right. There's some awkwardness between us now and again as we prepare decorations. That wasn't a word, I don't know why I said it. He gives me a origami paper and a marker and tells me how to write kanji on each one. Tells me to write a kanji, not how. As I'm trying to manage my bad handwriting, I notice her pull out a small knife after unraveling some ribbon. Okay, because here's the thing. Normally, because the MC doesn't have knowledge about Yuri's cutting in the original Act 1 of the game. So he's like, oh, that's like a nice knife you got there. Like, he's just like, oh, that's pretty cool. But now that should be like a red flag. He's like, what are you doing with that on you? Like, you know what we talked about, right? It's like, I know. I've been meaning to ask, but have you been able to not cut anymore? Oh, well. You can tell by the way she guiltily looks at the knife in her hand, that her answer is no. Have you been able to what? Not cut, as opposed to repress the feelings. Because here's the thing, he took on Yuri's issues and then basically ignored her. Like, because let's look at this. Have you been able to not cut anymore? And if he assumes no, then she's cut since the previous interaction they had, I don't know which day it was, Friday. That's, if she's cutting again, I mean, that's her issues coming again to like the forefront or the spotlight. Like, he can't just take on her issues, assume they're solved, ignore them, and then he's like, oh, I'm surprised they reappeared. Like, it's alright, I didn't expect you to stop cold turkey. Look at her freaking arm. That's like that's the obvious answer. I'd just like to know how it's been going. So roll up her sleeves. That's literally the one thing he has to do. I did yesterday. Roll up her sleeves. That's literally all we have to do again, like. But I knew it was wrong. I thought about what you told me. It was only a small cut, but I still felt guilty. And then she did more. I'm sorry that I disappointed you. We'll determine what one small cut is. Yuri. I scooch across the floor and rest my hand on her shoulder. Don't talk like that. The progress you've made opening up to me and Natsuki. I can never be disappointed in you. I'm proud of how far you've come. Even if you slip up now and then, I'll always be here to support you. Do you mean that? No. Of course I do. You mean a lot to me. Thanks, Rin. You do mean a lot to me as well. What is it? I'm sorry about all the hard talks we had. Dude, the biggest crime, him not asking to see her arms right now. Because it could be like the exact same as it was before, but who knows, I might be more qualified to be in the drama club. You do always manage to create a somber mood. Yeah, I can be funny sometimes too. Is that right? I don't really seem to recall. Listen, he can't come back from that. We know that MC won against Monica, regardless of what she says, because of his one comment. The MC, that's not necessarily how it is with Yuri. Looks like I've created a monster. You reap what you sow, after all. It's worse than I thought. I've created a monster who uses a better vocabulary than me. I mean, that's not like really your creation. The monster part, yes, but vocabulary, no. After I finish the line order, indulge in her teasing, we get back to work. She's finished up with the ribbons and has begun to help me with the kanji. However, my hand begins to cramp from all the writing, so I look around for a distraction. My focus lands on the pocket knife that Yuri was using to cut ribbons a few minutes ago. Rust? Blood? What do you see? It has a silver handle with waves etched onto it, and I can see a hue of blue from the blade tucked inside. I know it's probably unhealthy for her to be carrying around such a thing, but it still captivates me. He doesn't make the connection. That's a really pretty knife you got there. Are you sure? No, it's ugly. What do you mean, am I sure? I know that you might be nervous about having it, but as long as it's not hurting anyone, I'm okay with it. She's not going to hurt anyone else with it. Is he really not making the connection? Oh, well. I'm glad you like it then. Would you like to hold it? Yeah. She hands me a knife and nervously watches me as I inspect it. This thing has got some weight to it. Where do you even buy a knife like this? You make it. You had to forge it. Pull the blade out of the handle and reflect some light off it. Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point with my index finger. Rule number 1 of don'ts. Like, granted, it's just a knife. It's not like looking down the barrel of a gun or something, like to see if ammo's in. But like, this is like not, I wouldn't say Darwinian. That's more so just like caveman brain. Like, kind of say like, look sharp. Let's see, or like, ow, rape. Like, why did you do that? I guess what's gonna be interesting is to see what happens next. Because normally she does literally just suck the blood straight off his finger. But I mean, like, it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Kind of, given he can't really indulge in anything with the other girls. So that's an excellent question. It's like, it's like, is that a trick question? It's like, why'd you do that? Is that a trick question? I want to see how sharp it was. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. Which, isn't that the normal assumption you make? So it would seem. I watch as a drop of blood begins to run down my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. Okay, let's see where this goes. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. What did he think? Okay. What did he think was going to happen? Like, where did he think this was going? Like, Yuri literally told him she cuts because it excites her. Where did he think something like this would go? Like, granted, obviously, what she did, he couldn't have possibly predicted that or assumed that. But the general direction, I mean, at least that's kind of the idea he should have had. He's like, oh, this probably isn't good. Like, freaking blood running down my finger, given he knows she cuts because it excites her. Like, that's just the general conclusion. He should, like, without warning, she puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. I feel her tongue curl. Okay, no. This is more graphic than it was prior. I feel her tongue curl around my finger. Or was it? I actually have no idea. This forces me to suppress feelings that I didn't even know I had. Without much more thought, I pull my hand away from her. He's like, nah, you're just like, you follow through, like, you respond. Like, you push it towards her. Oh, please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up. Yuri? That's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. I just don't know where he expected that to go. Like, if it could have gone in any other direction, I just don't know where he would have thought. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. Sure, it was a little weird and it took me by surprise. But I guess she was just trying to help, right? The MC's a freaking mess. I think you're overreacting a bit. She doesn't lift her head. As adorable as that is when she's flustered like this, I should probably cheer up. Nah. Alright, you know what? My brain comes up with many solutions to this problem, so I decide to pick the worst one. Okay, no, because I actually remember what his solution was in the original Act 1 of the game, and I assume that's what he picked. Because that literally, what he does is literally the worst thing he could possibly do. I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. Raven, did you really just do that? No. It's like, is that a trick question? Heck, consider us even. She looks at me like I did something wrong. Haha. He's like, yeah, this is a totally normal response to what she just did. Don't tell me that isn't what you wanted me to do. I wink at her as I say this. The MC, like, she responds by giggling shyly. You're so weird, Raven. Okay, that actually scared me. Like, it's been a while since we've had like one of these, but what the hell? How do we get into my room? He's like, I swore we were just in the living room. This music's different. I think this was the same music that was playing when he had when he was starting to realize or gain his realizations about Monica. Yeah, when he was starting to realize, or I won't even say realize, just remember what she did immediately prior to Sayori's suicide, like the events that took place then. But yeah, given this is so close to the script at this point, with just slight variations, obviously, like I said, that'd be somewhat enabling for stuff like this to happen. My head begins to feel searing pain as I try to look around. Why can't I move? Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. Yuri. My throat burns as I force out the words. Are you alright, Raven? Your voice sounds different. Because this doesn't actually happen in the... Now this is different. Because obviously his voice wasn't different in the original Act 1. But now this is this is like 2 tiers in. This is the MC sort of having a vision, or not even necessarily a vision. This is the MC reliving through the events of the original Act 1 of the game. However, those events are now taking a slightly different variation. So that's like that's like 2 tiers of like differences right there. My voice? Who cares about my voice? What the hell is happening? He's like, fuck the voice. Yuri. Oh, this is interesting. We haven't seen something like that before. That's interesting. We haven't seen, like, we've seen glitch text, and that's like, but that's like on a very rare occasion. We haven't seen anyone's character actually like glitch like that yet. What the fuck? Yuri. The pain in my throat clears. In my throat and chest chokes me to a point where I can no longer speak. This isn't real. It's just a nightmare. Raven. Oh, that was her. Is he gonna like be reawoken or whatnot? Is he gonna like sort of what would you call it? Like, is he gonna like break free? Like, not even break free, but just like, is he going to come to his senses? Try to call, but produce no sound. The struggle causes the choking to grow worse, and I soon find myself unable to breathe. Raven. There we go. I wake up panting, unable to get my breath under control. Did we just pass out? There's no way we're able to keep this under wraps. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, that's the biggest crime of this mod. Like, him being able to keep this all under wraps. Raven, what happened? Okay, we black out. Before I can collect myself, Yuri lunges forward and embraces me tightly. We literally just black out again. I was so scared. You passed out. I didn't know what to do. I tried to wake you up, but Yuri breaks down completely, begins crying to my shoulder. Hey, it's alright now. I don't even have anything to say to comfort her. He's like, yeah, this just normally happens. It's been happening for like the past 7 days. This is like the 20th time it's happened. But what's interesting though is, I assume he's not going to follow through in regards to Natsuki's plans. I mean, she's basically not a part of this mod, and I doubt, he'd even want to do that, like, given what just happened. And I'm not even sure Yuri would let her if that was the case, or let him. I think, yeah, looking at kind of like from the player context, or like from the context of the mod as opposed to like in-game, it's like, yeah, he's probably not going to spend time with Natsuki today. That's probably out of the consideration. So I guess the alternative is kind of, okay, how quickly do we get into tomorrow's sequence and whether or not Sayori commits suicide? And how am I? I'm as scared as she is right now. I really have no idea why he tried to keep this under wraps, like, and how he was able to succeed. That wasn't just a nightmare. That was like hell. I turned her in base and tried to calm her down. It's okay, Yuri, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. 100%. I'm sorry I scared you, but please don't worry about it. Freaking no way he keeps this under wraps. What am I doing? She just watched me lose consciousness for no reason. I'm telling her not to worry. That's what I was saying. I was like, I'm baffled he's been able to keep it all under wraps up until this point. But I mean, like, would he, like, why is he still trying to do that? I didn't know how to help. I'm sorry. You don't have anything to apologize for, Yuri. I should be the one to say sorry for scaring you like that. Are you sure you're alright? I'm positive. I feel fine. Here, your nose. What? Oh, is it bleeding? Alright, I was like, okay, let's ignore this for a second. Yeah, just, bro, he literally just had this dialogue, and then he's like, are you sure you're alright? He's like, I'm positive. I feel fine. He's like, 100%. Like, come on. Like, she digs through her bag and pulls out some tissues and hands them to me. I feel the warmth of blood as I apply them to my face. Damn it, my nose bleed. I'm going to go to the restroom real quick to clean this off. I'll be back in just a second. I'll come with you. It's alright, Yuri. Plus, we still have quite a few kanji to write, Dude, you're not writing anything else. You're freaking done. Like, no way he keeps this under wraps. Like, no way. I try to make my way upstairs before she can object anymore. He just, like, sprints. Okay. I stand leaning on the sink as I finish washing my hands. What the hell is happening to me? There's no way he doesn't draw the connection between this and him having freaking gained future knowledge and, like, memories of an alternate iteration. Like, there's... As of this point, I still don't know how he hasn't drawn that connection. And why did it have to happen in front of Yuri? There's no way he hasn't drawn that connection yet. I grip the counter tightly as I try to release some of my frustration. And the last thing she needs to be worrying about right now. But after seeing what she just saw, there's no way she'll let this go. Yeah, like I said, no way he keeps this under wraps. Surprised he's been able to do it, but, like, that's just why. Like, still, maybe she should be worried. Yes. Like, if you're just, like, spending time with someone and they just, like, pass out and wake up a minute later and they seem completely fine, like, that's not something that's, like, that's not normal. Look at myself in the mirror, meet my own cold, tired gaze. Maybe I should call mom and dad. This is irrelevant. Like, what would they do? Like, literally, answer that question yourself. Like, okay, what would they do? Like, there's nothing they can legitimately do. Like, even if he goes to a freaking hospital, like, he knows there's nothing they can really do. Granted, he may have... God, why? How has he not drawn that connection yet? This is getting out of hand. I splash some more water on my face and leave the bathroom. As I re-enter the living room, I see Yuri sitting on the ground staring at some origami paper. She has the marker in her hand, but appears to be troubling too much for her to write. Yuri, Raven, is everything alright? Just take the L. We're done for today. Like, there's no way they actually still go through with finishing this. Is everything alright? Everything's fine. Please don't worry about it. Yeah, everything... Alright, let's reread. Okay, this is gonna be fine. Hold on, let's reread this. Alright, hold on. You don't have to apologize for anything, Yuri. I should be the one saying sorry for you like that. Like, I'm so scared. I'm sorry I'm scared of you, but please don't worry about it. What am I doing? She's just rewatching me lose consciousness for no reason. I'm telling her not to worry. He's like, and let's say, like, I don't even have anything to say to comfort her, and how could I? I'm just scared as she is right now. That wasn't a nightmare. That was like hell. And then look what he says. Everything's fine. Please don't worry about it. Like, no way he keeps this under wraps. Like, that's the biggest crime of this mod. I'm not sure it caused a blackout like that, but it seems to have passed. That's the dumbest logic ever. Because that can apply to any blackout. Let's say you black out normally for a normal reason. You get up and you're like, oh, I'm fine now because it's passed. Like, okay, let's apply that logic to other situations. Like, let's say someone freaking punches you. Or just like they slap you, like as hard as they can. And then once you're like, why the hell did you do that? And they're like, oh, it's fine now because it passed. Like, this is the dumbest logic. Like, perhaps you should go to a doctor. That'd be an explanation, just to be sure. Granted, she wouldn't know otherwise, given she doesn't know what the MC's, like, kind of what happened with the MC, so... Right, he really is still trying to keep it under wraps. Like, okay, Yuri once again embraced me and digs her hand on my shoulder. I can feel her heart beating rapidly as we stand together. Please, Raymond, this could be serious. I don't want anything to happen to you. Damn it, I've tried so hard not to show any signs of this. You're such a freaking idiot. There's no way he was gonna keep this under wraps for that long. He's, like, you got him freaking denying is worse than him simply accepting that there's something wrong with it. Even if he doesn't necessarily go see help, like, at least accept that, like, something's wrong with you. But now she knows. This is only going to make things harder for her. This is such stupid logic. This is the exact same logic that Sayori had in regards to the MC. And now he's putting it on Yuri. I guess that's what he meant earlier. Because by earlier, I think that's literally what he meant when he said earlier that, like, he was like, because there was a part in the previous recording that I didn't get, and it was something involving, like, he was applying the same logic that Sayori was using to Monica, and, like, I didn't get it, but I think this is literally what he meant. But this is literally the exact same logic Sayori's been having. I've yet to return Yuri's hug as I try to straighten out my thoughts. Alright, huh? I'll call my parents. I'll tell them what's been going on and schedule me a doctor's appointment. Her grip on me eases up as she hears this. Thank you. But only on one condition. This is the stupidest thing. What's he gonna say? What's he gonna say? Like, literally, what's he gonna say? What could he possibly say to, like, as a follow-up from this? Huh? You have to promise not to tell the others about this, okay? Was that our plan? I mean, I figured that was more like a mutual understanding or agreement. I don't want anyone else being worried because of me. No. I would straight up been like, no. Okay. But you should know that we're your friends, Raven. We only worry because we care about you. Sorry, I don't intend to go against your wishes. I can't believe, like, they're really just gonna play this off in the mods if, like, no one else is gonna, like, figure out about this. Maybe I should go say you should get some rest. Why? Why aren't I saying anything? He's like, words don't work. I don't want her to leave, but I don't know what to do right now. I'm frozen in place as I watch her begin to pack up her supplies. Is he literally just, like, standing there? Say something, anything. Is he literally just standing there? Yuri. Yes, Raven? Thank you. Thank you for caring so much about me. Heh. That's what friends are for, right? Heh. Here, let me at least help you finish with the kanji. Shut up. This literally is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll feel bad if I left you so much work to do. You really are selfless, aren't you? This is completely irrelevant right now. Stop it, you'll make me blush. Already is, guaranteed. You and I reposition ourselves back onto the floor and pick up where we left off. Are you kidding me? Seriously? As we work, I notice that she sneaks glances at me with an expression of both joy and concern. I mean, I'd be more concerned, but... They done? We were mostly silent as we completed our kanji curtain. I tried to say something witty or cute here and there, but something felt off. Yeah, cause... Blacked out, got back up, tried to play it off as everything was cool. After we finished, I helped Yuri gather the rest of her things and watched as she left my house. Now I just stay on my couch, unsure of what to do. Why do I feel so hopeless? That dream? No, that wasn't a dream, that was... Maybe there really is something seriously wrong with me. Is... The MC, oh my god. The MC. Like, there's no way he succeeds. There's no way. There just can't, that can't be the case. Really can't. It all started with the nightmare. This started when it didn't start with the nightmare. It started when he gained memories of an alternate iteration in future knowledge. Like, imagine that happens in real life. Like, let's equate this to real life. Let's say, for whatever reason, you wake up and it's the week prior. Like, that's the easiest way to understand it. And then, let's say you start to have problems and you just don't draw the obvious connection. Like, between, oh yeah, these are likely as a result of me, like, basically reliving through a week of my life. The nightmare that granted me foresight into this week's events begins to weigh in on me. Oh, he's talking about the... Okay, thank God. I thought he was talking about the one he just had. No, he's talking about the initial one. Is it because I'm trying to change things? Okay, this is getting somewhere. Because now, okay, so yeah, he's taking a step further. That's actually good. Like, the MC's actually doing something good. He's recognizing that, like, these are as a result of not only are they a result from that, but also in that he's doing things differently than what they were. Because if he did the exact same, then likely no difference. But just the different sort of things he's doing. What am I talking about? That doesn't even make any sense. He's right on, though. I mean, but you'd think, like, you'd be more open if you had an existential crisis like that. You wouldn't be so dead set on how things work. How would me acting differently from before hurt me like this? The pain I experienced during my dream with Yuri causing me a shudder. That was like torture. What's his plans with Natsuki, though? Like, I assume he's gonna cancel. Well, that'd be the right thing to do, but you know the MC. Like, I was being torn apart. Like, I was being suffocated. I stopped myself from thinking about it, so beginning to feel dizzy. Oh, he's just like, now he can do it on command. But what she said, being with her in my room, felt so familiar, like I had done it all before. I wonder why. But I know that I never have. I spent last Sunday with Natsuki. Perhaps alternate timeline? Alternate? Natsuki. I'm tempted to cancel our plan to make cupcakes, but I can't bring myself to do it. Why not? Like, he did the same with Yuri, like, the day prior. He shouldn't have even met with Yuri today, but something like that happens while she's here, too. How will I get through to her? She's worried about me. You don't. That's the answer. Like, by get through to her, what he means is convince her that there's nothing to be worried about, which that's not the case. She can act like she isn't bothered, but I know it'd eat her up inside. Just like Yuri. First, if you have a friend who's going through problems like this, the first thing that would make it better for you is that they can actually accept they're having problems. Damn, why do I have to be so pathetic? I feel tears in my eyes as I stare off into nowhere. Everything beyond Friday from an in-game context, more specifically beyond the point where he brought up the festival, like, is just the MC just making terrible decisions and then feeling self-pity. Like, that's all I gotta say. I'm actually interested, though, to see how this concludes, given that basically I don't see him succeeding. Logically, everything we're doing, or at least everything at this current pace, is on track to ensure Sayori survives. But just given the MC and save data, just there, like, I don't know. Like, I really just don't see it. Like, it just doesn't feel like it. But, yeah, I'm going to end it here. It's been about an hour or so, yeah. And I need to do our things. Like I said, space is just to fill up dead time. But also a great opportunity as well, so. Yep. Gonna end it here, I guess. That's it for today. See Wednesday.